Hello, this is
Bros on everything.
I am Mr. QDC.
And I am Mojo Jojo. No, I am not.
and, and today we will be discussing.
Squid Game.
This has been a wild show.
It's very popular. I only got into it because I kept hearing other people talk about it. So the ending was already spoiled for me before I ever saw it. But it didn't ruin the show. The show was still great overall. So let's jump into it.
It opened up with the narrator talking about him as a kid and how they played this famous.
Korean game called Squid Game.
Yes,
Something in
he,
America we probably I've never heard of anyone playing it. So I don't know if this just a central game to Korea or what, but I know I ain't never heard of it.
he showed himself winning and explaining the rules
Do he
to it.
show himself winning?
He showed some kid winning.
Yeah, somebody won. Or maybe that team won. Somebody won. We don't know who the narrator is. Somebody won because he never narrate. He doesn't narrate anything else. Does it? Just the intro.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever hear that voice again. Yeah, so he just does that. So, but basically, they just showing you how the Squid Game is played and the rules of it. So after that,
Jump to Jihan in his apartment with his mother. Who is,
they are living together,
yeah, he is. They're talking about how they're both broke, going through tough times.
and she needs money because she is very sick. So what does Jihan do? Jihan needs to find a way to
She
get him
gave
some
him
money.
money to buy something for his kid. He goes, I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
he
to
has a
flip that.
kid, by the way, and he living with his mama, and his kid is not.
He gonna try to flip it, get money out, and bet on horses.
Let me tell y'all something. Jihan is a hustler. The definition of a hustler. The male version of a diva, if you will. And Jihan, I don't know about the rest of his life, but Jihan goes and gets on them horses. And you know what Jihan do?
He loses.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, Jihan loses initially. And it shows you Jihan is horrible with his money. Can't be trusted with it.
Can't even be trusted with other people's money.
Jihan, from just that one scene, seems to be somewhat of a menace. But you know what? A good gambler don't let one game take him out of it. A good gambler gonna go and put more money on there. Or a bad gambler. Depends on how much you got.
Go watch the horses again, see the hill horse win. Horse end up winning.
Cause Jihan picked the right horse this time. Jihan got an eye for horses, man. You gotta see him in action first to know what you're doing. Jihan saw the action, won, and now Jihan happy. He even tipped. He go and cash out. He get a one little tip. Keep your 100,000. Keep 100,000 won. That's their currency over there on Jihan. Remember the name Jihan, baby. And walk up out of the. Then Jihan happy. He walk out the door, and what you know, he see some hooligans, thugs chasing them down. Jihan got to go on the run.
Don't act like that. He owed them money.
Okay, yeah, okay, well, yeah, we don't know it at the time, but yeah, he owe him money. And then Jihan go run, bump into a woman, gets jacked on sight apparently, cause while he running,
He bumps into a pickpocketer.
and that's the fastest I've never seen somebody pick somebody's pocket. Cause when they collided with each other, they fell apart.
Cyborg.
We don't
Something
know her
like that.
name yet, and I wouldn't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce when they do let us know. A tall, skinny Korean woman. I call her the tall woman on the show. But yeah, he run into her. They fall. He go into the bathroom, which is stupid. Why run into a dead end? You want to be around a crowd, or do you? Because the crowd don't seem like they cared at all anyway. But if they're gonna start torturing you, you might want to crowd around to try to stop that. You know. But
Found out the girl snatched from him.
yeah, he started after he's looking for money to get other folks. Who he been running from? He decides who he owes to. He decides he starts having a flashback and like, wait a minute, man, my money ain't here. Man, that girl stole my money. And we need to keep an eye on that girl because she comes back later in this episode. But yeah, she stole his money. So now Jihan on the bathroom floor in between toilets. People, if you ever been in a men's bathroom, it is disgusting. You never want to sit on the floor between two urinals. But Jihan got bigger problems because they finna mess Jihan up.
Putting it straight towards you.
Cause Jihan ain't got their money, and they done been after Jihan for a while for his money.
So Jihan crying, begging, they end up giving him a chance.
Please.
Had him sign a contract.
Jihan turned into Keith Sweat, man.
If he don't pay the money, he gonna call it. They gonna take his living out until he end up paying.
And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I think at that point I'll go try to find that money myself because. Who wants their liver? I don't know what they're going to do with an eyeball. I don't think they know what they're going to do with an eyeball, but they're going to take it so you don't have it. And they seem like they serious about them threats.
And what he do, get the money back from the woman and go try to find his daughter a present.
Oh, yeah, he go back and take that 100,001 he just gave that woman. Like, nah, I need that up off you. Please, I need that. And he decides, you know what, let me go get some for my daughter because I ain't in her life. And he goes get her. Some boy helps him get a gift out of the machine. He gives it to her daughter. Don't even open the box to see what it is.
Which is wilding. What the gift is.
Yeah, the gift that she pulls out of the box is a gun.
Gotta keep the stick in the box.
It seems like maybe you want to check that box before you just give it to somebody. But then the gun turns out to be a lighter. So. All right.
Which he really didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know it at the time. She just straight pulled the trigger too, which is wild. Like she don't even know if the gun was loaded or anything. She just pulled the trigger as soon as she opened it. And luckily for her and him, fire came out, but not the fire that the bad fire. So Jihan, he takes his daughter, and now we finding out more and more that Jihan is not a good person. This is not someone you root for in life.
More and more, seems like he only meet his daughter on her birthday,
and it seems like that's not even a guarantee for him. But he gets the ex-wife mad. She fussing at him. He like, oh man, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm here, Anna. She here. So Jihan got to go back home. Now on his way back, he in the train station, and a man in a business suit comes up to him like, hey sir, you want to play a game? Now, I don't know if y'all ever been approached by a stranger in a suit, nonetheless, and ask you if you want to play a game. But, well, I haven't seen Saw, but I feel like those words are other than Saw. And my answer to that is, no, I don't want to play a game. And Jihan went in the playing mood himself. He pulls out the 9, and then he reveals that it's just a lighter. It spooks the guy, and the guy like, hey, man, Jihan, let me help you out. Let's play a game, man. Put some money on the line. But now if I win, I smack you silly. But if you win, you get money.
Well, he was just Jihan like, I don't got the money to even bet what you trying to bet. Like, well, I just slap you for it.
Yeah, I slap you. You ain't gotta give me money if you ain't gotta give me money. I just get to slap you. And Jihan, he down on his luck, so yeah, he'll take a couple slaps.
They played this card.
I ain't losing nothing but my pride in this game. And brother, I don't have pride to lose, so yeah, give me the money. I take that money. I need that money, man. And all we doing is throwing some cards on the yeah, let's do it. Now, if somebody approaching you with something like this, where they telling you that you ain't gotta give them money, they more likely probably really good at this game, and you finna get slapped a lot. Cause it seems like, but dude just doing this for fun, man. So, but
you don't just approach nobody not knowing that you a master at a game that you can win.
Yeah, if I approach a stranger with a game in my hand and like, hey man, let's play for some money, I'm probably really good at that game. Cause I don't know anything about you that's saying that you're not good at that game, so I must be masterful at it. And you know what? He was.
This man was slamming these cards so hard.
And getting it to flip. The point of the card game was you gotta slam it and get the card to flip on this other side. And he was doing it with every slam and just getting it to flip. And every time he got it to flip, was a lot. He slapped Jihan until his face turned red. Buddy hand probably was starting to hurt. And then Jihan could never get his card to flip over. And then he finally did and got excited like, I'm finna knock you out now.
With one swing.
And Jihan put everything he had into it. And Buddy caught his hand and was like, nah, man, you know you get money. I give you money. You don't slap me. And Jihan hadn't forgot. He lost his mind for a little while because you get slapped 100 times. You might start to look at life and things a little different. You'd have been humiliating me. But he gives Jihan the money and now Jihan happy again. Because he done lost the money and Mama gave him. Well, he got robbed for the money and Mama gave him.
And Buddy gave him a little card like, you can make more money playing games.
You make a lot more money playing games, man.
This ain't nothing to compared to what you could be making.
I mean, you'll be rich if you go and win this other game. Gives him a little card like, you know what? Call that number, man. If you interested. Jihan just won. He on the street. He won that racing.
And to be honest, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go play a game they say you can make more money?
Cause you just got beat up in the subway. But
you got nothing else. You owe people.
It's a situation, but sure. He owes people. He need the money. Jihan doesn't seem to have a job. I haven't heard him reference a job. Maybe I wasn't paying good enough attention, but
I don't have one.
Okay, I never heard him break up a job.
I think his mom had one, but he doesn't.
Throughout the entire show, I never heard him like, man, work. So he goes and talks to this old lady, and it's the mother of one of his friends, childhood friends, and her son, and went off to college and became successful. And he just like, man, she's so smart. She's so smart. So he goes back to his apartment and meets up with his mama. They eating and everything. And that's really just more of like Jihan really ain't got nothing going for herself. And his mama kind of sick of him. And she was like, you been gambling, man?
So you ain't just getting hit like, you ain't just coming back getting beat up, not just living a normal day.
Yeah, y'all, this is one day in Jihan's life. We don't know what the rest of his days are like, but Jihan, we done seen get roughed up twice in 2 separate scenes, and this is just one day.
First time his daughter like, why you fighting?
And that was before he went and got slapped 100 times on the subway to win however much money he got. And the amount of money he won was not a lot. But the way he reacted to it, you would have thought they gave him
a meal.
Yeah, like that made his day for them to give him his money back. And he was desperate. Like, Jihan need money. And he finding out his daughter going to the U.S.
Told the grandma, but didn't tell him.
Yeah, she didn't tell him that. Because he's a deadbeat. The grandma probably in the daughter life and he ain't in the daughter life. So she's just like, your ex-wife and her husband moving the family to U.S. to next year, I think it is. And so Jihan like, man, I really need this money. I got to get this money to get my daughter, man.
So he goes in.
Because like, Jihan seems like he does want to spend time with his daughter. Nothing he has done, his actions has not showed us he wants to spend time with his daughter. But he's making it seem like, man, I really love my daughter.
So he called the folks. They pull up in the van.
Everybody in the van sleeping except for the one man driving. And the one man driving is in a mask.
It is no way I'm getting in this van at this point.
Yeah, I feel like if this is black folks, that van would not be full. And if it is full, it ain't full of black folks. Once we see somebody in the van sleep before we get in, and it's all strangers, we probably ain't getting in.
It's not even. If I'm not that sleepy, you can't be that sleepy in my mind. Just like, all right, you got it.
The man is in a mask, though. The man is in a mask is the main reason I would not get in that van. Is
like,
because
you can't see that good in that mask. You can't.
Yeah, and it's nighttime. You're not seeing in that mask well, brother. Don't drive me around to something that's obstructing you. And when I say a mask, I know we got these corona masks. No, this is a Halloween mask. Like, his face is fully covered. Eyes and everything is fully covered in a black mask. No, I'm not getting no van with you. Forget the money. I'll go find a job. But Jihan don't want a job. He want to gamble. So Jihan gets in the van. Smoke surrounds him. Jihan does not freak out when the smoke is surrounding him. It's almost like Jihan was like, yeah, this is what happens when you get in vans with strangers. And then he gets sleepy, and now he's sleeping up. Jihan wakes up in a bed and in a room with 456 other strangers. Now
don't
he's
know
starting to feel a
anybody.
little concerned. Well, he don't think he know anyone. Jihan looking
As
around.
everybody should. You just
Y'all,
wake up out of
the
nowhere.
the room is huge. I don't know if an alarm went off or what, but everybody starts waking up around the same time and they're looking around. They got like bunk beds on top of bunk beds on top of bunk beds. And stairs, like the beds are stacked like 6 high. And this one room with 456 people in there, so I'm assuming 456 beds are in there as well. And they are everywhere. They all stacked on top of each other. No one in the room knows what's going on. And he meets an old man. Jihan number is 456.
The old man number 1.
Yeah, so what that's telling us is the old man is the first person who they done went and picked up in the who agreed to come to the game. And he count people. And you know, Jihan like, this a little weird. You know, it's 456 people. You see up there? And the man like, yeah, man, I know my doctor. I got a tumor in my head. The doctor told me, you know, to stop with the dementia. I just need to count. So I'm just doing it for that, man. Get out my face. You messing up my count. Dude, you messing up my count.
Yeah,
Go.
he really wasn't into talking to Jihan at this point.
Yeah, and Jihan a little annoying. So
Yeah, he talked to a lot of people. Just say stuff for no reason.
just coming up starting conversation. But, you know, after he get finished with old man,
They hear ruckus.
and what's going on but a domestic violence situation happening in a circle. We have now surrounded a man and a woman in the circle talking.
He see the
101 and 067. So 67 and 101. A man and a woman. The man just roughing up the woman. No one is doing anything. They watching it like it's live theater or something.
Nobody know what's going on. They just waking up and boom, a fight is happening in the middle of the circle.
No one's intervening, but it does seem like these two have had a working relationship. They're both scammers. She, we know, is a pickpocket, and he seems to maybe have been her boss at pickpocketing at some point. But we know during this interaction that these two are not good people. They're both criminals, and he starts working her over. I mean, he punching her, he kicking her in the stomach while she on the ground. Y'all, when you see folks kicking people on the ground, you know stuff is going too far. No one is intervening. But Jihan look at the woman and like, oh man, she look familiar. So Jihan goes and help. We think he immediately grabs her when he pushes the other guy off of her like, man, you stole my money. Yeah, it's the woman from
Earlier they end up what you call it.
pickpocketing.
He just like, I'm not gonna fight. He just want his money back.
Yeah, enough. I don't know what he planning on spending his money on. He know why. Well, he don't know. None of them know exactly why they are, but they know they done to play a game and win some money. But he trying to get his money off that woman, and the other guy's like, man, look, I got business with her right now. So what you got going on gonna have to wait. Jihan a little scared. Everybody kind of scared of this dude. Y'all, he ain't that big, and I feel like if this was in America, he would have been punked. But over there, he doing the punching.
And basically, it's called Buddy a pedophile in front of everybody or something.
Yeah, and you know that kind of pisses Buddy off right there. And then he starts yelling, he trying to kill me. He trying to kill me, y'all.
Turned to a straight Karen.
Yeah, he just starts yelling and like, oh yeah, they both criminals. Just a thug in a pickpocket. He sees these guys come in. Y'all, everyone is in hot pink suits with masks on. One guy has a square. And everyone else has O's on their face. The guy with the square seems to be the leader, which is something I didn't notice on my first watch. But he's the one who, like, he walks out. The circles go to the side. Square walks through the middle. So we're starting to understand. Square seems to be in charge.
And Wu comes up and start telling them like, while we here, y'all. This is basically kidnapping y'all did.
Yeah, y'all have all kidnapped us. And the creepiest thing happens now. They start showing them videos of
people getting slapped.
Not people, them. Showing them getting slapped. They didn't know they were being recorded while they were playing this game. And the guy comes in and is like, yeah. And starts telling all of their information. How much debt they're in. Why they're in debt. And Wu is someone who Jihan knows, and when he sees the video of Wu getting slapped around, Jihan loses a little respect for Wu, I feel. He never says it in the show.
I mean, people are in billion in just debt.
Billions of won in debt, which It's not the same as our millions over here, but it's some serious money still. Cause billions of one is a lot of money still. And yeah, we know at least one person who I heard a billion. They were a billion one in that. So yeah, that person. I don't know what his situation is, but he probably in a worse situation than Jihan. Because if whatever Jihan was in gets you an eye and a liver, Buddy probably taking his life off rip if he saw him again.
Yeah. And they just knew everybody's stuff. Like, y'all, we know how much y'all in debt.
We know y'all are desperate right now. All of you are desperate. All of you need this money. So you going to stay here and you going to play a little game of it with us. And don't nobody know what they talking about. Like, man, what we playing? And they were like, look, it's going to be.
Tell y'all, you'll see when you see.
Yeah.
And we'll tell y'all the money after.
Then the crazy
come
thing.
Come up here and sign this agreement. For some weird reason, everybody do.
Yeah, no one knows what they're doing, but they all go up and sign an agreement. They desperate, though. They done went and picked up the most desperate people in the city and were like, y'all got a chance to win money. They put this huge piggy bank up on top of them, and it's like, look, the money will be, y'all gonna win money if y'all win. The money gonna be up there for the winner. Or winners, whoever comes out on top is gonna get it. So everybody goes up. Everybody signs
the agreement and let the games begin.
Yes, now it's time to get down to business
with the craziest game
of red light, green light you will ever see. So they take them on these colorful stairs and everything. We go through all this and we go outside to the red light, green light. Now, when they get outside, it is this big girl really character just standing outside, and her back is turned. But her head, well, her back and everything is turned. All right. So we gonna play a regular. I'm not gonna say regular. When I say big, the thing feels like it's about 20 feet tall. It's as big as a tree, and we have two guards standing beside it. And I don't know how far away these people are, but they feel like 100 yards away from everybody. And so the object of the game is
play red light, green light.
If you don't know what red light, green light is. When they say green light, well, one, her back turn. When she says green light, everyone's supposed to run. When she say red light, she turns around, and whoever is moving, and I don't mean like going forward. If you're moving in any way, then you are eliminated. So that's the game. Red light, green light. She says green light, everyone takes off like they're supposed to. She says red light. One person is kind of shaky. He's not running still or moving forward still. He's just a little shaky. His balance was off a little when he stopped.
And just bang.
Everyone hears a bullet. Everyone hears a bullet and they're like, oh, well, they don't hear a bullet, they hear a loud bang. He falls. No one knows what's going on. Everyone's still.
Yes, what just happened?
Yeah, they just see him fall out of nowhere like, what's going on? And then she says green light again.
Now everybody just
they're a little hesitant right now. One guy who was up front,
cause they started off hot.
Yeah, everybody was ready to run at first, and the guy on the ground spits blood out of his mouth.
And 250, it's real.
The opponent 250 is like, oh, wait a minute, this man been shot. So he decides, you know what, I'm gonna run during red light right now. He runs, shot in the back, and then 300, she freaks out because 250 blood on her. She runs, shot in the head. And everybody freaks out and
go crazy.
Mayhem is just ensuing. So now this doll eyes are going crazy because she watching everybody as they're running, and everyone who is moving is getting shot
down. I mean, accurately.
Yeah, these people are one-shotting people. They're not missing anyone. And this just bullets flying everywhere. Hundreds of bodies are on the ground. I don't know who is shooting, but boy, the aim is immaculate. And how do they know who's supposed to aim for who? But the people are running trying to go to the door like, open up the door, y'all gotta let us out. They're killing us out here.
And now it's just a frenzy.
Yeah, just a free fall.
Just a pile up of bodies now.
But everyone didn't run. Some people were smart enough to notice that the people moving are getting shot. So some people stayed in one spot like they're supposed to during the red light phase. The woman could have yelled out green light at some point because this is a timed event, which we didn't
eliminate
say.
everybody off the red light.
So they done went and shot everybody and like, and now let me reiterate the rules. If you move during the red light, you are eliminated.
What they did not know was eliminated mean instant death.
Yeah, you die instantly when you're eliminated during these games. And so you're eliminated if you move during the red, and during the green, you're good. So let's resume. They resume, and she says green light. Nobody wants to move except for this one old man.
Number one.
Number one is the only one who moves. She says red light, he stops again. She turns around. Nobody has moved at all except for this old man.
Yeah, they are still.
And I would be too. She says green light. He's the only one again moving. Red light, he stops. He's in the front of the pack now. And no one still has moved a muscle. She says green light again, and now everyone is like...
Everybody's like creeping now.
Yeah, now everybody feels comfortable moving. And 2 people are shot.
They ain't know the rules that well.
She says green light again. A couple more, red light after.
And we see Jihan just like, I'm not moving anywhere. He got a dead body on him. Yeah,
Jihan somehow got a dead body stuck on top of him in the mayhem, and he has not tried to get up at all. And his friend Wu was like, Jihan, you gotta move. Like, it's a
timed event.
And so Jihan is like, oh man, how am I gonna get up? And Wu tells him, look man, if you can position yourself behind somebody, you'll be good. But it's time, so get up.
Wu knows some stuff now.
Wu is smart, which Jihan would tell you at every opportunity he gets. Wu graduated from some academy. So Wu finds out, hey, if you stay behind somebody, the dog can't see you moving. So even if you move a little bit during the red light, you should be good.
Well, this pickpocket girl is behind the man that attacked her.
Yeah, she done found that out herself. She pretty smart. And so the pickpocket are like, you know what, I'm finna mess with Buddy a little bit. Buddy finds out somebody running behind him. He don't know who it is. He just hear footsteps that's right behind him. And so she like, hey, yeah, what? Backstab you, right? He like, huh? Yeah, and then she do some stuff where like, hey man, stop playing. She grabbed the back of her head and kind of like, I ought to push you during the red light and kill you. But she don't. She grab his head,
snatch him back,
throw him to the ground. Now he had a disadvantage. Now, with Jihan,
he tried the same thing they did.
Jihan has the worst look. He goes behind somebody, the person who he behind gets shot in the head. And so his person is, the person who he behind is now gone. And then as he tries to run doing his green light,
some dude just grabbed his leg.
And like, bro, this is not the time. What am I going to do? Drag you up there? I'm not even in a position right now where I know if I'm going to beat the time limit. And the guy who grabbed his leg, shot again. Somebody shot him in the leg the first time and then killed him. I feel like that person probably getting deducted. They pay, but they shoot him in the back while he laying on the ground. And so,
just the wildest event.
So we're gonna continue. Now they're continuing with the red light, green light, and everything's going crazy. Woo's going through, and we still have a lot of mayhem. And now people are starting to finish the red light, green light event. One is still up there toward the front. One is he enjoying it. One is smiling. One seems to be the only one having fun during this crazy event.
He like, this is my event.
Everyone else is terrified,
panicking, tripping over people.
One guy jumps. He doesn't stick his landing though, so when it says red light, he's still moving a little bit.
And bam,
shot in the head. But we get to the end of the game. People are coming through, and Jihan is he gets to he's almost at the finish line. Jihan trips though, and as they're saying red light, Jihan is falling forward.
And he just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he know he was dead, but he's saved by Savior Ali. Ali grabs the back of Jihan's shirt and holds him. So Jihan just barely.
Neither one trembling after this, because that's how strong Ali is.
Oh yeah, Ali strong. They never bring it up, but Ali is super strong. Because to catch a grown man body like that, you have to have some strength in you. And when people get to this pink line during the red light, they diving over, and I don't blame them. I'm not taking chances. You get over the pink line, you're safe. So they diving over the pink line. Anything they can do. Wu turn around and see his friend Jihan and like, oh man, Jihan, you ain't making it, man. You ain't got but so much time. Jihan like, man, I gotta go now. I gotta see if I can get it. And but in the end, Jihan and what is his name? Ali, they do eventually cross the line. And so they have made it through red light, green light. And that is the end of episode 1. Now, episode 2 begins with everyone, they're kind of coming back in. Because now we done seen the mayhem, which was red light, green light. Something no one was expecting. But now they know, whatever this is serious. Dead bodies, the people in the pink are taking the dead bodies to incinerators and they're burning the dead bodies and everything.
Just got caskets ready.
Oh yeah, they have these black caskets with pink bows and everything is just ready. And so everything is just ready. And so when everyone comes back, they see that the piggy bank has been filled up to the top. It's to the brim. And now they see the money that they are competing for. And so they don't see that yet. What they do is they complain and the guy's like, look, if you want to leave, all you have to do is
gonna give y'all a chance.
We'll give you a chance to vote.
He said if a majority wants to go, y'all said we'll go.
Yeah, y'all said if the majority of us wants to leave, we can leave. That's what y'all said. And it was like, yes, those are the rules. But I want to show you how much you compete for. And money rains down into this piggy bank.
And that made people start changing their minds then.
After the hectic event of red light, first of all, everyone is scared and trembling. Everyone is in fear. But once they see the money come in, some of them are like, oh, okay then. Maybe it's not as bad as we thought. We don't won one game. It'll be a shame to leave and not come back now.
I mean, what would all them dead bodies be for? We just leave. This some of their arguments at this point.
Yeah, like, y'all, the folks died for nothing. Like, what? The folks will be done died for nothing. And if you die the next round, you have officially died for nothing. But the money rained down and
people like, oh, okay. Some people, everybody was ready to go until they seen the money down. They just like, you know what?
Not one person wanted to stay until the money rained down. And so now they're like, now you can vote. And so they're going back and forth with the vote. We seeing that it's pretty close. It's not the blowout you would think it'll be for everyone to leave.
Who and this annoying woman, it was the main ones talking about, yeah, we need to leave. And as soon as they get the vote, they won't, okay, we should stay.
Yeah, the two of the main people speaking up to leave decide we need to stay, y'all, because they've seen the money. But the vote is tied 100 to 100, and they're ready to fight each other and everything during the voting process. But when they get to the 100, when they get to the 100 and 100 tie, one person is left. Number 1, the old man. He is the deciding vote. And it feels like, okay, he definitely gonna vote for us to stay because this old man has nothing to live for. He has a tumor in his head, we've been told. And so he said he
was smiling during the whole first event
while people getting shot. So, like, what does this man have to live for? He already said he only came here because he didn't want to die in the street somewhere. And so he surprises what his name? Jihan?
Yeah.
He surprises him. He votes no. And, he's like, just because I want to stay, I shouldn't force everyone else to stay. So he decides to. And so the people are men of their words. They let everyone go.
And they were just like, no, what if some of us, we voted to stay, let us stay. Like, we'll give y'all a couple days to think on it. You want to come back, y'all can just call the number again.
And we'll pick up everyone who decides they want to come back. But for right now, we're going to kick everyone. Well, we're going to we're gonna let all of you leave. Even the folks who voted to stay, we're gonna let y'all
They
leave.
threw them out the van in the middle of, well, at least Jihan and the pickpocket girl out in the middle of nowhere.
Naked. They took their clothes off for some reason and tied them up and blindfolded them and just threw them out. But they left their clothes out there with them. Why take the clothes off? Why did they have to be naked for this? Leave them on clothes on. But that Jihan finds out someone's around him. He bites her ropes off, and she takes off her mask and everything. Now she can see, and she unties herself after he bites her first ropes loose, and she decides, you know what, I'm gonna leave you. And he was like, nah, you gotta help me. She was like, if I help you and untie you, you ain't gonna do nothing but want your money back, and I just stole your money. And he was like, no, you can keep my money. You can keep my money. Just untie me. She unties him, and he immediately gets up. I want my money back.
After he just swore on his mother, he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, which, by the way, she didn't untie his feet. She only untied his hands. And instead of him going and untying his feet before she can get up out of there, he decides he gonna hop around and try to get her. Obviously, it doesn't work. He trips. She walks away.
And now he just in the middle of the street begging for his money.
So now we're gonna catch up with what Wu has going on.
Him and the Pakistani guy Ali.
They have been dropped off together. They actually help each other, and they put their clothes on. So we're getting a little backstory on Wu and Ali. And Wu seems to be a pretty nice guy. Now remember, Wu voted to stay. Even though Wu was one of the main people speaking up to leave, he voted to stay. But even though he did, Wu kind of cool with it because he know he can come back in a couple days anyway. So he like, okay, man, I'm gonna be nice to Ali, and he is nice to Ali.
Let him hold his phone so he can call folks. We'll try it too. Phone dead.
And they tell him, he go to the store, they're like, that's 2,001. Wu has the money for it. I don't know how bad Wu's situation was. They did say it in the package, but I wasn't paying attention to everybody at financial because a lot was coming at us fast. But we know Wu is in financial debt because everyone who was there was in the financial debt. But he had the 2001 and he helping the other guy out, got him a little food and everything. Wu seems like a good person.
Like him and Ali, they buddies.
And Ali just like, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, thank you, sir. Bowing and everything. This man I got Ali, hooked Ali up with some food and got him a call and everything. And then after all that, he like, look, man, let me give you a little money too. I don't know what Wu thing is. Wu like he trying to get the draws or something, but he gives Ali the money
for Ali at the beginning, man,
and was never expecting anything back from Ali either.
Might be one of the reasons he in debt.
Yeah, well, I don't know, cause I don't know what's going on with Wu, but Wu seems like a really nice person. Jihan didn't seem like a good person at the beginning. We know he's not a good father at the least, but
what do Jihan do when he get out? He go into the police office and try to snitch immediately.
Let me tell you something. Now, I'm not all for police, but that would have been my first thing to do too. Because I've never been kidnapped, but I do feel like once I've been free and seen what he just saw, I'm telling somebody finna find out, hey man.
And the cops not believing a word of none of this.
Because when you say it out loud, it does sound crazy. He went in there and was like, listen, y'all, they took us into a van, they smoked us, made us all sleepy. Then next thing you know, we wake up in a room full with 400 and some people in there. And then we play red light, green light with some big doll in the distance. And they start shooting everybody who loses. And they're like, what? And then they're like, oh, and they'll give us a bunch of money. And yeah, that does sound crazy. And so the cops don't believe him. And he knows it sounds crazy, but he knows it happened. But what can he do? They're not going to believe him, so what? What can I do? And now he don't have money, he broke it, and he done been snitching.
So what can he do? Now he just got to leave.
And he gives them the card. That's an important thing too. He gives them the card that they done gave him to call in. So what happens is a detective walks in and he sees the card, and the detective wants to know about what Jihan been talking about. Him and Jihan doesn't meet though. So, but he does want to talk to Jihan. So Jihan goes back to his mama, and he find out. Look, his mama is like she's really sick, and she really does need money. She really needs help, and we all know Jihan in debt. He can't find his mama anywhere in the house, so Jihan go out. So we go back to Wu.
Wu is for some weird reason spying on his mother.
Wu says he's 6 billion in debt.
I believe so.
6 billion. I don't know what Wu living like.
Cause he messed up with the market.
Now
and
we
say he not only with money, he also people lives. Now he has messed up.
and like Wu down bad, y'all. 6 billion won in debt. Now
And he out here giving folks free meals.
yeah, well, I mean, once you're 6 billion in debt, what is a few 100,000? That's how Wu looking life right now. Wu probably don't feel like he's gonna be alive much long either. Cause if they were doing Jihan like that for the little bit he owed, 6 billion, probably get Hitman really coming after you, and they probably ain't coming to talk to you neither.
Yeah, he's in crazy debt. Then you find out that he was at top of their class,
which makes sense why Wu wanted to stay. Wu was like, yeah, that money will really change my life if I won. He probably didn't even need win all the money, because at that point that they were, he was probably willing to split that with whoever was in there and call it a day. Wu just want a little money, 6 billion. Wu will take everything he can get. But yeah, so now we go to the hospital and we find Jihan mama diabetic, and if you ever seen the movie Soul Food, it's like Big Mama on, man. They thinking about taking her foot off. They thinking about taking Jihan mama foot off. Jihan don't got the money for it. He can't afford to pay for treatment. Jihan can't afford to do anything for his mama because he doesn't have a job and he ain't been looking. Is what he'll tell him. I ain't looking for a job, mama. Do you got insurance? I ain't got no insurance, mama. Insurance from what?
Well, she telling him like, you know, you ain't got insurance. You canceled insurance just to bet all this money and lost it.
And like, y'all, we done seen Jihan. Is he the best gambler? No, but is he the worst?
It's the ultimate.
Jihan wasn't the worst gambler though. He did win. He got his money stole after he won though.
He one of the worst gamblers, man.
He won though.
He canceled the insurance and lost the money. In debt now.
Yeah,
so
and that
got loans and lost that too.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, I'm not saying Jihan in a good situation. He was picked up to play the Squid game. Obviously, he in a bad situation. But now the detective riding around, because the detective kind of want to know what was Jihan talking about. He don't know Jihan, but he was like, you know, he been looking for his brother. His brother went missing. He saw the card game. He says he saw the little card, and he wants to know what's going on. So he kind of following up on leads. He trying to see like where everybody. He want to know where his brother at. He meets up with a woman. He's asking questions. This detective, he's asking questions. He seems to be a good detective to me. He's going and investigating everything. This guy really about his business. And you'll see later that he's smart, the detective. He's smart. And so now we go back to the tall girl. And she's
talking to her brother.
Yeah, we find out she has a little brother and he has to live in an orphanage. And so we're going through people and we're seeing what other people's situations are. We're seeing what other people's situations are and everything they've been going through. And so she has her own little brother and the parents are dead, right? That's why he's in the orphanage. She can't take care of him because she doesn't have the money to.
Yeah, she's in debt.
She's in debt. She doesn't have the money to support herself, so she definitely can't support him. And we see she's ruthless as well though, because some guy she's with, she gave him her money to like invest or flip or whatever, and he was like, "Hey man, they take your money. What can I do?" And she like, "Nah, I ain't trying to hear that." So she gets this hot coffee and pours it on him. And now all of a sudden, he decides, you know what, I'm gonna be real with you. All right, listen, yeah, they stole your money. I didn't know they were gonna do that though. Please don't kill me, cause after she pour hot coffee on him, that wasn't enough. First of all, he screams when she pours hot coffee on him. Soon as she pulled the blade out and put up to his neck, the screaming stopped. And he like, look, we can have a serious conversation now. I ain't know they were gonna do that to you. They shysty. These were some shysty folks. Please don't kill me. And she spares his life for some reason. Coffee ain't burning no more neither. But now we leaving Tall Girl and we going back to Woo Woo talking to his mama. He just let her know like, look, I can't afford that. I'm broke. The mama doesn't seem to be like Woo mama is not in a bad situation. Not as
Woo mama got some money on.
She has her own business. Woo's mother doesn't need Woo the way Jihan mama needs him. Jihan mother is in a dire situation. Woo mother is not. And so Woo need money is really more about himself. He doesn't have to do anything for his mother.
And folks came up to him, like, what your son did? He shady. He owes us money. She did like, he wouldn't do nothing illegal. Well, tell him to see us when you see him.
Yeah, like, all right. You ain't got to know what he doing, but we want to know where he at. Woo down.
Struggling.
Yeah,
you know how bad you struggling when you are in a tub of water in your suit.
Yeah, fully dressed in a suit, and he just in a tub of water. What's that explained?
I don't know.
Maybe I missed it. I don't know why Woo was in a tub of water in the suit, but he was, people. And
they dropped the card off again.
Yeah, Woo was one of the people who, again, wanted to stay. So, of course, Woo gonna call the number. We done seen Woo's situation. We see why Woo wanted to be in that situation. Woo wants to go back. It's not even a question for Woo. But while this was going on, Ali went to go collect his money. He has gone at this point, right?
Yeah.
Ali
went to see this dude.
His boss, not this dude. Ali actually has a job, y'all. Ali is in debt and everything, but Ali is out there trying. He just went to go get his money, and it turns out Ali has been working. Him and all his co-workers have been working a job for 6 months
with no pay.
No one has been paid in 6 months, and they have been showing up to work. It wouldn't take but a week for me to go in and not get paid, unless they're telling me you're on a 2-week pay system or whatever. 2 weeks at max for me to go without getting my check, and I'm not coming back in to work if I do come back in. They have been working for 6 months, they say.
There's no way.
It's impossible.
They could not. This would never happen in America.
And they're working, and at 6 months, Ali is the only one who's like, you know what, I've had enough of this.
He probably wouldn't even met, but did that. But if he did not go to them games.
Yeah, he saw the money. He saw real money out there in the world and like, this is unfair. I need my money. And the guy like, look, man, you ain't the only one out here struggling. They struggling too.
You struggling, I'm struggling. He saw Buddy grab a bag of money. He like, well, somebody come. I'm getting
an envelope of money.
I'm getting my money.
His boss has an envelope of money sitting on his desk, put it in the pocket, and walks out on Ali. He turned his back on Ali. Was like, look, man, whatever. Ali, I should say, tell you too. Ali is Pakistani and they're in Korea. So Ali is an immigrant there. He's not from there.
Possibly illegal.
I mean, he could be, but I don't know. But we do know he's not from there. And he doesn't speak the language as well as them. I don't think, because a couple, like, it's all dubbed in English, but a couple times
they'll correct him. Yeah,
they would correct him, which kind of lets me know that he doesn't speak it as well as they do. He doesn't speak their language as well as they do. I wouldn't assume. But Ali crushes the man's hand when he decides he wants to get it. He doesn't do it on purpose. He grabs the man pulls away, hand goes into a machine, crushes it.
And they just like, Ali, how could you do that?
Ali sees money fall
for 2 seconds. Saw that bag of money left.
Not a bag, it's an envelope of money. It's an envelope of money. I want to say envelope to let you know it's not. It can't be much in there because it is an envelope, but it's still probably a lot of money. Ali grabs that envelope and books it home. And like, this is how I know he knew. First of all, we know in that scene Ali has 2 fingers missing on his left hand, I think, and he says that happened at the job. Ali got hurt on the job, wasn't getting paid, and still came back in to work. This is some Tiger King type stuff going on right now. And so Ali runs home. He finds his wife. He's like, look, take this money, go back home to our home country. Take our daughter back to our home country. I will meet y'all there. And she like, what?
Give me a week. I'll have the money and I'm gonna meet y'all.
And she like, Ali, you need to. He was like, look, don't worry about it. Just go home. I'll meet y'all there. She was like, I know you're in trouble. Ali said, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be all right. Just go home. And so she cool. All right. We go back to Jihan. Jihan's outside of a store. Outside of a store. And who does he meet? 001. The old man from the games. The final vote to get them to leave. And so Jihan don't have any money. The old man done told him about his tumor and everything. The old man decides, you know what? Let me split a pack of ramen with you. Now, I don't know. They don't always cook the ramen over there.
They put the sauce packet on the dry ramen and just eating it like it's chips.
Yeah, and maybe there's some
shot of whatever.
That was beer, I think they drinking.
Yeah.
Could be soda. I don't know what's in those bottles. But they're drinking. I know it got to be something alcoholic because he told the old man not to drink too much of it.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah, that old.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah, like, what he had to live for? Only reason he voted no was because he saw a lot of other folks didn't want to be there no more. He didn't care. He didn't care if he died, though. And he was like, you know what? Hey, man, I beat you in that game.
And I'm going to return back when they tell us to.
He was like, when I get the first opportunity to go back, I'm going back. And the dude was like, what? He was like, listen, red light, green light, I beat you. He was like, and if I die there, so what? What do I have to live for? And who knows? Maybe I actually win. Don't doubt me because I'm old. I got wisdom. Y'all was too stupid to keep running after folks started getting shot down. You saw me smiling, grinning, ear to ear. You hear me? I am the Lizard King. You don't even know my real name. But this puts in Jihan's mind. Jihan starts thinking like, man, maybe I should return.
And then they go to the menace of the show.
This guy, I don't know if we ever learned his name. I know I don't know his name. Only way I do know him is he kind of like the bad guy on the show. He has a snake tattoo running up his neck and to his jaw, I believe. And somebody runs up to him talking about boss. He go and the dude just standing in the rain. The guy goes up, put the umbrella over both of them. They start talking and like, look, man, we got to meet somewhere. And they get in a car together. Now,
this dude comes to double cross him.
It's a setup. First of all, he sees his little card and like, hey man, what is this? An invitation? Yeah, man. They sent me yesterday. I don't know. I don't think this guy is planning. Did he initially want to stay? I feel like he wanted to stay, right?
He said he's gonna plan on going again.
Okay, so he
knows how much that he's in.
He knows the dire situation he's in as well. He telling this man all his business. He can tell this man everything because he know this man is not finna see too much longer. This man will not be alive for much longer. One of them is finna die. He sees what's coming up. This man have been in the game. This is a hardened criminal. He knows, like, look, man, I ain't stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born that night, like, not last night. And so he sees the double cross coming, and he just starts stabbing the man. So he kills this man in a group.
I think he seen the double cross coming. He just told him, like, yeah, they finna kill you now. Grab the knife out of the pocket, start stabbing him. He throws it at some person, which stop everybody.
Yeah, he throws it at the person's foot, though. He didn't throw it like at a spot that would have really did damage. And the way he threw it at his foot wouldn't have did damage if it hit it. Like if it was barefoot, it wouldn't have hurt him that bad. The way he threw it. But everyone stops and backs up or step, and then the guy just runs and jump off a bridge. Pulls a full Rick Ross.
Jumped over the thing.
Jumped over the railing into the water, and no one chased him now because no one has guns.
Jihan has the balls to go to his ex-wife,
who is happily married with a family. She has another husband and another child by someone else. I assume it's another child.
To ask her for money.
And she lets him know, which she lets us know, he has not paid any child support. He has not done anything to help his daughter in years. And now he comes up and doesn't even see her. And now he comes up asking them for money. It was like, look, my mama sick. And she like, what, you ain't taking care of our kid. Who you taking care of if you ain't, like, you ain't got extra money to help your mom out? Like, no, I'm actually piggybacking off of her right now. And then if she die, I don't know what I'm going to do. My life will be nothing without her.
This man is living a horrible life. This dude is 40.
Not only is he a deadbeat dad, he's a deadbeat son, and probably was a deadbeat husband.
And now she say she broke. She living off her husband, so I'm gonna give you money.
She like, look, I'm gonna stay at home, mom. I don't have money to just be giving away. He like, look, ask your husband. And she like, what? Ask your husband to help me out. Help your baby dad out. I need you.
The person that ain't taking care of nobody.
The person who he don't even know like that. He just know he taking care of my kid. He don't know me from, I don't know any other Korean names. He don't know me from Woo. But he needs to know that I need help. He needs to know that y'all daughter father needs help. Her biological father. And she like, what makes you her father? What have you done for her for you to be considered a father? Jihan don't have no answer for that. And then Jihan like, oh man, my coworker collapsed. What coworker, man? I feel like Jihan lying to this woman. Jihan just need money and saying anything. You talk about shiesty, Jihan shiesty, but what happens is Jihan's daughter comes back home with his ex-wife. Yeah, Jihan's daughter comes back home with her new dad, who I would say is probably her real dad, the guy who's actually taking care of her, and her little brother, and her the new dad. So Jihan like, yeah, okay, let me get up out of here. Jihan kind of looks like a hobo. He has that I've been begging face on him. And in Korean households, they take off their shoes, so Jihan got to sneak up out of there and slickly put on his shoes as well. It's raining outside.
He's gonna say, I came to see you glancing like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, like, I came to see you. He looks at her like, oh, seen her, and walks away. That's probably the biggest interaction she done had with her dad outside of her birthday ever. But he leave, and you know her daddy looking like he got that begging smell on him. The daughter knows her father, her biological father, ain't nothing. But you know what? Jihan gets stopped outside and like, yo, Jihan,
I know you need some money. Here go
the money you need, man.
For your month. Just leave us alone forever.
This ought to help your mama survive the cold nights. I know you ain't got nothing. I know you don't want a job because you said, who needs a job? I'm Jihan. Last time we spoke. But I want to give you this. But there is a stipulation. Never come near my family again.
He just like, don't pay. You ain't got to pay me back.
Yeah, he tells him, I'll give you this money. I'll give you this money. But I don't want you seeing my daughter. Not your daughter, Jihan. I don't want you seeing my daughter, my wife, or my son ever again. And we moving to U.S., which is news. Jihan knew already, but Jihan snaps, sucker punches the man. The man just gave Jihan money, and he sucker punches him.
He wasn't gonna see his daughter no more anyway.
Yeah,
he moved.
Jihan claimed he came there to see his daughter. Looked at him 2 seconds.
He just in his mind said, "Oh, you think I'm pussy now?"
And he sucker punches the man and throws the money back on the man. First of all, Jihan, your mama died. Keep the money. You talking about they talking about moving to U.S. He trying to give your daughter a better life. You ain't gonna do it. But Jihan like, look, man. He throws the money. He leaves. And who is waiting on Jihan when he comes back? A detective who kind of knows what Jihan been saying, and he actually believes what Jihan been saying. Like, you say you were kidnapped and all this stuff happened, right?
I believe you.
I believe you because my brother has went missing. The detective lets him know my brother went missing too. I ain't been able to see him. I found this card. Maybe you can help me out and we can, like, I can figure out some stuff if you bounce some stuff off me. And now Jihan all of a sudden got amnesia.
Had the same card before, so he knows, well, people going missing behind this card. What's going on? He try to tell him everything.
Jihan decides, you know what, I'm not gonna. Jihan done already, at that point, Jihan decided when he sucker punched that man and threw that money back on him, I'm going back to the Squid game because I need this money. And now he don't want the detective to know that, hey man, what I've been saying was true. He's like, look man, I say some crazy stuff all the time. I be on that stuff bad. You don't know how I'm living, but I'm living bad.
I can't help nobody. Let me do me.
I can't help nobody, man. Like, I can't help my mama. I can't help my child. I ask her for money. I be like, it's your birthday. I know your real dad and I gave you money. Let me hold some.
And they put that card in that door and he like, I'm definitely gonna have to go back here.
It's not even a question. Jihan knew he was going back anyway. Once he threw that money and then tell that detective, let you know everything about Jihan. Jihan and everybody is now standing by the side of the road waiting to get drugged up again so they can go back and get put in a deadly situation.
And that's how they end episode 2. Here goes the question for you. How much would they have to offer you to go back and know?
And it's not enough.
What type of debt would you have to be in?
First of all, in my current situation, it is not enough money in the world for me to play that game. Knowing what I know now.
Once you survive red light, green light, you go back outside and they come back like, come on now.
The card getting ripped up on a pit, like in the situation I'm in now, the card is getting ripped up immediately. Don't bring me anything. Now, if I'm in Jihan's situation, I don't know.
I wouldn't go back in Jihan's situation.
We don't know what.
Yeah, I forgot they did say they were gonna take a little bit.
Yeah, but like, how much would they look for him? Because it's not the cops looking for you. If you go over a few towns, would they find you is what I wonder. Because we can Uber places and stuff. I don't know if
once in the Pakistani man, I'm not going back.
No, he had money to leave. He sent his wife and
we just
daughter away.
Rough it over there in Pakistan at that point.
Of course, like he already sent them there to rough it by themselves.
The dude with the snake on his neck. All right.
He was getting hunted down. Like, he was currently being hunted down. We saw.
Yeah, you can go.
I can see his situation. Like, yeah, I'll leave. But that, well, we don't know. Like, Wu is $6 billion in debt. So I don't know if they done threatened his life. Yeah, but have they threatened his life? They probably have. When you got people looking for you for money,
they go to your mom. They probably done threaten you.
They probably have. But we also didn't point out. So when they get into the van for the last time and get slipped, the detective is now following the van, and the tall woman she covered her face so the gas didn't knock her out. She kind of wants to see what's been going on.
Some shady going on behind the scenes.
First of all, they went through an experience the first time. That was the shady part. They were kidnapped. Drugged and kidnapped and put into a van with strangers and then put into a room full of strangers. So the shady has already been happening.
In her situation, would you go back?
I don't see a situation.
I'm your brother. I'm younger than you. I'm in foster care, and you might just lose me forever.
I'm gonna have to lose you. I'm not going there to die.
You go there to win.
I don't think I'm winning. What American games? Because okay, them Korean games. I don't know any American games.
Like tug of war.
I don't.
Would you go back?
I wouldn't go back.
I wouldn't want you to.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't matter if you wanted me to. If you begged me, go back and play in Squid Game. Cause we need this money to get me out of the orphanage. I'll tell you, when you grow up, you can go play the. You can go, but there is not a scenario where I am going back in there.
Not in her scenario, anyway.
Not in a scenario, unless they are at my door. Like, they're surrounding everywhere I visit. They're surrounding airports and everything. If there's no way I can make it out of the city alive, maybe. And that's a maybe, because maybe I want to fight my way out. But
you got a better chance if you just get a gun.
Yeah. But that's the only situation I go. That's what I was wondering. I haven't seen
They
any.
will attack Buddy with bats.
Yeah, that's what
With
I
a
was
pipe.
looking at. I don't know if they really have guns at the ready over there.
Yeah, you gonna have to just grab a knife and fight your way out.
And man,
It might be a better choice.
my knife work. It ain't where it need to be for me to take on a city of bad guys. I ain't Batman. Is what I'm saying. My hand to hand combat ain't nothing I've been working on like that. Not for criminals. So maybe if I was being completely surrounded, I had nowhere to go, then maybe I would consider it. But that is the only way. No other situation am I going back and playing in the Squid game.
So it's a no for you.
Yes, it's a definite no. It's a no way. A no way. How much money to make you consider though? Like maybe you won't go, but how much was like, man, maybe.
I'm just not in that point.
Yeah, I can't even wrap my head around being in a situation like that.
Life or death?
And it's mostly death. Like you have a way higher chance of dying.
Yeah, with just the first game, you don't even know what's coming next.
Yeah, these people don't know what games they're playing next.
And me knowing the games that they playing next, I still be like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, if they knew one of them games was coming up, they definitely would have went back.
I have to say no, but this has been all for Bros on Everything.
Squid Game edition. Well, episodes 1 and 2.
We'll be back with 3 and 4 next week.
Or whenever we get them up.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. And remember, always, Epoy, the book, is available.
Facts.
We are your host,
Mr. QDC.
and I am not. Thank you and goodbye.